last-minute schedule change, GAMERNR visits a short track that's been here since 1947, but is all new to the schedule. With just 3 races remaining, we head to one of the places where it all started for stock car racing, North Wilkesboro Speedway, for race 18 of the season. This is the Coldstone 300. Zachary DeLello comes into this race with a 105-point lead over second place. Carlos Estrada with the victory in the last race at Old Spice. The momentum may be on the 42-team side, as the gap between first and second closes slowly but surely. However, in a twist of expectations, Nathan Chiani will be starting up front for tonight's race. 18.834 was the pole-winning time, and on the outside with an 18.849 is Lexi Herman. Sustar will be starting 8th, and DeLello 12th. So will the championship contenders overcome starting on the outside lane, or can Chiani possibly pull off the upset? Green flag is out, we're racing in North Wilkesboro. Plenty of contact out back, including this battle for what is now second with Aiden Smith and Thomas Pelagia. Pelagia finally goes up the racetrack, leaving Aiden Smith room to take over the second spot. He'll dive down to the inside in 3 and 4 and clear the MW Racing Toyota. But still no shortage of action around this racetrack. For 4th place, it's Skylar Taylor now on Pelagia, who's fallen back on the outside, and the 11 making his way up as well. Although Pelagia closes the door on him, so he'll have to settle for 6 for now. But back up front, single file for the most part. Some people trying different lines, trying to get back down low to try and make up a spot. Nathan Ormond, a good example of that. He's trying to really squeeze it down the corner below the 89 Aiden Smith. I think they're wrecking back there. Yes, they are. McShane saves it, gets by, but the 17 Lynn Bell does not. She spins it out on the outside. Everyone back here has to check up, including a couple of championship contenders, Carlos Estrada and Zachary DeLello, but the race back was won by Nathan Chiani, with Smith, Ormond, Taylor, and Hunter, your top 5. So caution is out early for a couple of small spins in turn number 1 and down the front stretch. We'll check out what happened to bring out the yellow flag. So through 3 and 4, it looks like Vargas is going to try to get to the inside of McShane, who is already up high. Then the 17, a Lynn Bell down low, makes that 3 wide. Oh, but not without some contact from Lotus Espirito in the 63. So this contact between the 71 of Vargas' quarter panel and the 04 gets McShane around. Lotus Espirito makes some contact, but really barely any to damage the car. And then up here, the 17 too far down on the racetrack, spins out, slams the outside wall. Ricky Freeman Jr. also gets a piece. And Bell gets it righted. Everyone else slows down in time, enough to not end up getting any damage. So this will be a very quick yellow flag here, and Nathan Chiani will lead this field to the green flag. He'll have Aiden Smith looking for his first win of the season right behind, and Nathan Ormond as well, trying to do the same. This top 4 entirely is all looking for win number 1, and doesn't matter if it took a race 18 to do it, they're still wanting to end this season on a high note. But behind them is the most recent short track winner, Evan Hunter, won Iowa by making some passes late and pulling away with the win. So we'll see what he can do here today. Top 10 in points, Lane Thomas, he is 6th in this race and in points, and Jay Jefferson trying not to fall out of the top 10 in the standings, he is 7th. Aiden Martin, Thomas Pelagia, and Roger Ray. The rest of your top 10, back green at North Wilkesboro. Orman shoved the 89 up the racetrack. He'll take second away with authority. And now, pull to the inside of Nathan Kiani for the lead. Slides way up the racetrack, leaving room for Hunter down low. Kiani in the wall, slows the outside lane down. That 24's run was not enough to bring Hunter completely into the equation, as he has pulled out to, I believe it's about a half-second lead. We'll see what our scoring says. Yeah, it is 6/10 in front for Nathan Orman. So now Hunter's going to try and catch. Same with the 48 of Jay Jefferson and the 15 of Skylar Taylor. The 89, ever since getting put to the outside on the restart, not having a very good time on the outside line. Still, a few laps after the matter. Roger Ray as well got pushed up top. That is not what he wants to see, especially since second in points, Kyler Sestrai will be catching him. And eventually, I would have to imagine Zachary DeLello as well. Still on the track is a 69 of DJ Reed, but really, no damage to that car, so he might have come down pit road to service some mechanical issue and went back out. So Jay Jefferson's running in third with pressure from Aiden Martin, who is trekked up to the fourth position, looking to improve another spot and get his way into the top three. One of the 15 of Skylar Taylor in fifth, and the 53 of Lexi Herman into the sixth spot, as Pelagia, who made up some ground finally on the inside, is now back up top and falling backwards. I believe back there in the very back might have just been a very important pass. Oh! And around goes the 16 and 04, as we were highlighting the 49 and 29, as DeLello gets in front of Ray, but caution out for the second time, involving Kiani and Pre McShane. So it's all gone south for your pole winner, Nathan Kiani, as he gets involved in a wreck early on. About 1/5 of the way through this event, we'll check out what happened to bring out caution number 2. So it's going to be very interesting to watch here, the way the 16 comes down the racetrack into the 04 of McShane. And I think I saw the 04 get pushed up a little bit, perhaps by the 29 of DeLello, but we'll have to check another angle to make sure that is the case. But regardless, McShane likely out with this damage, involved in the first accident. Got away pretty clean, but this is not the case the second time around. See, Kiani looked like he made a dive down low to clear McShane. That puts both of them into the outside wall. McShane getting the worst of it. Heavy front end damage for her car as she slides down the racetrack. Gets it back going, but headed down pit road very shortly after. So under the caution for the second time today at North Wilkesboro. Get back to the racing. So if the previous restart is any indication, this one is going to be fun to watch. Nathan Ormond, your leader, but he could be a sitting duck right now to the 11 of Evan Hunter, who he pulled away from as the green flag dropped. He passed those two cars from third to get the first place spot. But Evan Hunter very well may do the same to him. Third place still Jefferson, and fourth Aiden Martin. Fifth Skylar Taylor. Sixth Lexi Herman. Seventh Lane Thomas. Eighth Thomas Pelagia. And ninth is the 18 of Victor Nunez, up into the top 10. And rounding out the top 10 is Christian Vargas. So back here, as I was going to say before that wreck happened, DeLotto got ahead of Roger Ray. Roger Ray third in points, 165 back. So if DeLotto can be in front of him, that is obviously ideal for his case and detrimental to Roger Ray's. So we'll see what they can do on the restart here. But one thing's for sure, the 42 pretty far ahead of both of them. But they come off of turn number 4, back under the green flag. The 11 seem to go high. Here comes Jefferson down low. Can he get below the 24? Yes, he will. Side by side down the back. Now, will it be enough to dive it down in 3 and 4? It will. And Jefferson takes the lead away. Same move we saw from Ormond, only this time Ormond is on the receiving end, and he's going to impact the wall right there and almost get into the 11 of Evan Hunter. 3 wide back there for 5th spot, and the 28 and 25 pulling down pit road. Maybe mechanical again, but if another caution comes out, we will check to see if that is true. Aiden Smith trying to make his way back up into the top 10, and a very good run considering what he's had lately for the 84 of Cody Goforth. And DeLello gets into a wreck with heavy damage involving Keani, Vargas, and Crown Jr., bringing the caution out again. And this is big for the championship. This is huge. This might be a day ender for DeLello. Started on the outside in this race, and now heavy front end damage to the 29. And saw Vargas spinning out of 4. Not much room for everyone coming off of that corner to try and find a way around, including DeLello. We'll check out the replay for the 3rd caution of the night. Before we get to that, I just want to make sure this is clear. The 25 and 1 and 28 all came down pit road for some service. I wonder if that is scheduled. We'll have to see as this race plays out. But to bring out the caution flag, I believe this is the lap. And you see Garcia gets spun down pit road, so that's big for his championship hopes, sitting 7th in the standings, likely going to have to just drive it through and maybe serve a penalty for speeding. But this back here, I think Onjak and Vargas were the 2 to make contact as heading through 3 and 4. Onjak just gets slightly below the 71, sending him spinning out, and DeLello really already committed to the middle of the racetrack. Only so much you can slam on the brakes, and only so much direction you can have before slamming into the car. Stopped and really nowhere to go for that 29 car. Getting aggressive at the tail end of the top 20 as Onjak puts the bumper to the 71, sending him into the outside wall, bounces off, nearly gets avoided by Colin Teague, but DeLello, not the case. Keani in his 3rd accident, or 2nd accident of the day. Crown Jr. also getting a piece in this when McShane drives by. So this has impacted the 29's chase hopes greatly, or championship hopes greatly. We'll get back to the restart and see if that 29 is indeed out of the race. All right, already back going green at North Wilkesboro. And the 5 of Aiden Martin, nor the 53 of Lexi Herman had enough for Jay Jefferson on that restart. We saw plenty of battling from cars 2nd and 3rd, trying to get the lead away, but no big moves to be made. And Herman into the wall back there. She will fall back in the pack. But for the lead, Aiden Martin versus Jay Jefferson. Oh, and now the 89 goes around. of Aiden Smith. And that's going to bring the caution out for the 4th time in 35 laps. Jefferson trying to find anything he can, but it's not going to happen. Aiden Martin leads him back to the yellow. Aiden Smith this time going around on the front straightaway. Turns 3 and 4 seem to be the 2 calamity corners. So another real quick review of the accident. Aiden Smith middle, Ricky Freeman Jr. bottom. He slides up off the lane just a little bit, sending the 89 of Aiden Smith spinning around on the front straightaway and just barely tapping the inside wall. No one comes by and hits him, and he gets by just fine, but he will lose plenty of track position unless he was spinning across the line when the yellow came out. But that looks like it is not the case, as you see the 89 do a loop down the front stretch, and only then when the caution flag flies. So Aiden Smith taken out on the restart in 2 straight races. Probably not happy about that, but still plenty of race left to try and make back up that track position. As he charges through the field and takes out the 54. Wrong car. But regardless, we'll get back to the green flag real quick here. So back at North Wilkesboro, we were going to check where the 29 would fare after that wreck. He is indeed going to finish 32nd, with the 21 being scored in last officially, as it looks like Doge Borkington has an issue of some sort. As he pulls it to the outside, I hope this doesn't mess with the running order, as through 1 and 2, these guys seem to be having a hard time getting around, as he blocks the 63. The 45 goes by, the 36. He goes around. I wouldn't be surprised if we aren't going green this time by, now with this accident. Got back going. But we'll have 2 things to watch here on this restart. Back green. Martin put to the outside on Jefferson. On that restart, side by side down the back. Heading to 3 and 4. Jefferson sends it and clears. Putting the 5 on the outside now to head back into the rear end of the top 5, unless he can find a hole there between the 10 and the 24, which there is one present. He might be able to do so. But I guess Borkington was trying to get down pit road. There might be some sort of pit loop going on right now, but regardless, the 5 stuck on the outside, getting past by now the 24, Nathan Orman, and now Kylis Estrai has bursted onto the scene into the top 10. Evan Hunter into the wall, maybe some contact with Lane Thomas, and Roger Ray running a little bit separated from the rest of the pack, probably because of the 54 in front of him damaged. Oh, Orman hit the wall that time, and these guys coming off a pit lane very close with the front pack, especially the 69 there. But back up front, the 31, 89, right in front of the 48 and 18, who now gets put to the outside by the 1. So now Jefferson has a lap car in between him and second place, which belongs to Skylar Taylor, and what an upset it would be if Skylar Taylor or Victor Nunez won this race. Yeah, I would want to say that Roger Ray did have some issues with these guys coming down pit road. That probably happened right in front of him, so it's going to be hard for him to make up ground in this run until we get another caution. But Sustrai in the top 5, while the 29 to DeLello currently out of the race. That is going to be big for the championship battle. And it might just give Sustrai the points lead, which is something I really could never have imagined happening even a race ago. So now Skylar Taylor passed those lappers. And now Jefferson has the 17 of Lynn Bell in front of him, who he sets up to pass the 3 and 4 and successfully does so. And now Aiden Smith battling the 15 of Skylar Taylor, but Taylor tries to go to the middle between Smith and Bell, but now still on the outside. Move the 42 up to third now, as Sustrai tries to make his way past the 1 of Doge Borkington and wants to take advantage of the 89 and 15 battling here. And Sustrai wants to get around Aiden Smith so he can tackle, getting to the 15 car. And Jefferson a little bit of trouble getting around Kiani. So this is where the short track racing gets interesting, where we catch the lap traffic, and it has certainly come a whole lot sooner than I thought, with the pit stops happening immediately after the restart. Alright, now nothing separates the 15 and 42, so Sustrai will want to chase down Skylar Taylor. And the 18 are pretty much stuck now. That's 4 lappers in front of him. Kiani's going to get put to the outside, maybe make this a little bit easier. But Taylor is catching up to Jefferson. And that, in turn, is going to reel the 42 into that battle. Looks like a bit of a better corner there for Jefferson exiting 2. We'll see where he's at exiting 4. It looks like the 15 Taylor gained a whole lot more time, so slowly but surely Skylar Taylor reeling Jefferson in, trying to eliminate that lead that he put on by trying to pass those lappers and put them in between him and second. Now on to lap 58. Coming up next is the 04 of Pre McShane. The 31 of Hector Garcia, pretty much not a problem, as he is on pace with the rest of the leaders. But Taylor trying very hard to find any lane that he can, or they can, to get past Jefferson. Lost some time that last lap, but this one down to 0.2. All right, McShane now coming up. And I would imagine she'd be very slow here going to the backstretch. Top speed was 130. About 6 or so miles an hour slower than your leaders. But now, a whole lot of pace lost for the 50 or the 15. It's now 0.51 back to Jefferson, and now into the clutches of the 42 of Skylar Sustrai, who would love to go back-to-back and scored pretty much the maximum amount of points on DeLello in this championship. Now he really gets to the bumper of Jefferson there. But these 3 under a blanket. Taylor could still pull to the inside and take back second if he really wanted. That's not going to happen. Look at Jefferson using that middle line to get the run at the corner, create a little bit of separation down the backstretch. And the 42 tight through 3 and 4. That's probably what hurt the 15's pace the first time, but what's really going to hurt Jefferson's pace here is the 0-4 of McShane. With Lynn Bell, he got around smoothly by setting them up on the back straightaway. But that is not going to be the case. Jefferson was behind McShane for a good amount of time. And will McShane clear the 42? She will not. Sustrai is going to get by without ever being behind the 04 car. And now the 17 presents a challenge to Jefferson as well. But not Sustrai, as Jefferson caught in the straight and Sustrai through the corner when Bell was already on the outside. Kiani might be coming up soon before the end of this race. And the 04 really giving the 15 a hard time, so this might just be a 2-horse race for the win as we close in on lap 70 here. There's Taylor finally getting by McShane there. But Jefferson's been running some good laps, putting some distance in between him and the 42, who, as Chevrolet in the huge picture, probably would be the better option for him in the championship, but he wants to win the race. Jefferson's hungry for a win. It was last year at Fontana that Jefferson had last won, and that is almost 20 races ago. This being race 18, that being race 19. Jefferson would like to go less than a season without winning. Kiani into the wall big time, right in front of these leaders. And the 42 definitely sending it in hard. Getting off the corner right behind Jefferson. Just 2/10 behind once again. But catching is one thing, passing's another. Had a good setup off of 2, but didn't take it. Now 3 and 4. Right to the back bumper of Jefferson and to the inside. Oh, but look at that. The 42 ran up the hill as well. Almost some contact between these two. And Sustrai will clear Jefferson. But now Kiani is right ahead. Kiani will be on the outside for both Sustrai and Jefferson. And that could be it for the lap traffic. As we might catch Bell one more time here as they start to filter out the back of the pack. But that is through 3 and 4, and we're on the back straightaway. The 15 into the wall. Mathis Wells might get a chance to get third here, as he is past the 25. Kyler Sustrai was kind of pulling away for the moment, but Jefferson gained a little bit that last lap. And a little bit this lap too, but not a very good 3 and 4. Took it a little bit wide, a little bit off the concrete there on the inside wall. But still gained 0.06. I don't know. I don't think it's going to be 0.4 this time around. Yeah, Jefferson definitely not a good pair of corners there. Almost over a second lead for Sustrai, and that really goes to show how much better of a car Sustrai had. It just took a whole lot of time to get past the 48. So unless Jefferson can try and get back to the front here, it may be Kyler Sustrai's race. We do have Lindbell up ahead once again. And we could also catch the tail end of the field, which might be very interesting. We haven't really seen that too much in a GAMERNR race at all. So, a second back for Jefferson as we catch Lindbell. But Sustrai is going to put Bell to the outside with ease. And she's going to get into the wall. And take Jefferson's line away. So if you ask me, this race might be over. Jefferson just now getting past the 17 car. Skylar Taylor seems to have cleaned it up. Back to third place. The good gap over Mathis Wells. But almost 2 seconds separate the top two. Sustrai rounding it out. 3 and 4. Could we see the leaders make their way through the rest of the pack? Oh, almost some incident there between the 5 and 18, but looks like Aiden Martin will get a top 5 spot away from Victor Nunez. Nathan Orman still hanging on to a top 10 spot, the 53 of Lexi Herman as well, 8th. Ricky Freeman Jr. 9th, and getting pressured by the 36 of Peter Onjak. And someone who also wants a top 10 badly is the 84, Cody Goforth. This could come in the form of getting past the 8 of Freeman Jr. But this racetrack belongs to the 42 of Kyler Sustrai. Two and a half seconds. I'm not quite sure, even with lap traffic, that is a too big of a gap for Jefferson to close back in around 13 laps. So it might take something big like the 54 and 71 almost getting together. But now this is what will put the 42 behind, if anything. This lap traffic, which will be side by side right in front of him. He will not have to deal with McShane. But the 54, the 71, not the 16, he's also on the outside. But it has been a struggle so far for Sustrai to get past these guys back here. That doesn't seem to be hurting the gap. At least detrimentally, as Jefferson gained 4/10 there. It's probably going to have to be more than that in order to catch and pass Sustrai. Looks like Goforth got by the 8 and 36 into 9th. So a much needed good day for that team. Gonna end up in the top 10. Now Jefferson will have to deal with the lap traffic right here, the damaged lap traffic, as Sustrai got around McClure. Now working on Vargas. So everyone at the end of the race minding their P's and Q's, trying not to crash. That would cause a green-white checkered, and then anything can happen after that. But what a game changer in the championship for Kyle Sestrai, as he will end up taking his second win in a row. And his second win at a short track this season. And DeLello, once again, to reiterate, 32nd while he gets first. That is going to give him the points lead easily. But still 2 races left after that. And DeLello's best track type. We'll have to see how that goes. As Sestrai takes 2 to go this time. And once they take the white, it will be official. As he tries to go 3 wide on the 31 here. Push him up the racetrack. Some contact between those two. And blowing up is Ricky Freeman Jr., so had a good day going for him, but it is over. And there's the white flag. 1 more lap to go for Kyle Sestrai. And this championship battle is not over yet. Sacardolo had a lead that could have been deemed too much for the guys behind to catch back up. Kyle Sestrai is going to prove that wrong by winning at North Wilkesboro and taking the points lead away. And Jefferson, it was a whole lot earlier in the race than, the last few laps that he got past, but still a heartbreaker. He got the lead on a restart and wanted to just never look back, but got caught by the 42 of Sestrai, and Sestrai ended up getting by. Mathis Wells did not end up getting a 3rd place after all, as his best track type, short tracks, proves to get him a good result here today. Aiden Martin ends up in the 4th position, putting the 15 of Skylar Taylor back to 5th. Ormond Herman go 4th, and Lotus Espirito 9th out of today. Probably going to gain a couple spots and points, and Evan Hunter rounds out the top 10. Freeman Jr. blew up at the very end, but was able to finish in 21st ahead of a few lap down guys. We had 16 on the lead lap. 45 was the first one a lap down, and 17th place. And a lot of them, just the nature of the track came around to get lapped by the 42 on pace. But also finishing out back is the 49 of Roger Ray. Well, not actually out back, in the 12th position, so he'll gain some on the points battle. So this might just be a three-man fight for this title. So Freeman Jr. and DeLello and Crown Jr., the ones out of this race. Borgington, once again, I'm not quite sure what happened there. Same with Cologne and Reed and Garcia and Smith and Kiani. They all came down pit road at some point and had to get service multiple times in the race, maybe to alleviate some damage. That is it from North Wilkesboro, and we go to Auto Club next for the second time of the season. and that will be one to look forward to, as it will be the determining factor for Michigan, where people will stand going into that race. Two very similar track types to close out the season, or two very similar tracks, the exact same track type, 2 Mile D oval, but they could not be more different when it comes to the asphalt. Michigan, freshly repaved, very slick, and very easy to slip up, while Auto Club eats away at the tires, but still able to manage to keep a pack race going while some guys take multiple grooves. Michigan, you want to be on the inside. That's how you make the charges through the field. While Auto Club, if the outside is the place to be, the inside doesn't get going with the momentum, then that is how you'll gain spots. It's really a toss-up at that racetrack. We saw how fun it is under the daytime sun during race 4 of the season. We'll see how fun it is under the lights with a whole lot more on the line. A championship at stake going into Michigan. But for now, thank you for watching the GAMERNR Sportsman series. We'll see you next time.